Today, we've got a Rust console update that we need to talk about. This is an update to the staging branch of Rust, but it gives us an idea of some of the bugs and glitches that we can take advantage of in the main branch, because anything fixed in staging is currently not fixed in main. So let's get on to the 200 IQ plays, and let's get into the patch notes. First off, fix the jackhammer so that if it's broken, it can be refilled at a workbench. Players waking up near a buried small stash will no longer trigger the audio effect of the stash being raised from the ground. So right here, that's something that you can use, okay? If you wake up and you hear small stash, it means that there's a stash nearby. So pull out your hammer and start hitting at the ground. That's actually how you can find stashes, for anyone wondering, or you can just look at them. Next up, mailbox storage slots increased from 12 to 13. Fix the order of the laser sight and MP5A4 in Tech Tree at level 3. So it's a little bit easier to get one of those blueprints, but that really doesn't matter that much in my opinion. Fixed some items not automatically stacked when added to wooden boxes. Fix the recycler not giving enough resources when recycling more than one of the same item. So right here, that's something that you can actually walk away with, some knowledge there. If you have items stacked, you're putting them into the recycler, you're getting a little bit less out than if you put items in one at a time. This is something actually someone noticed in one of my videos, and I never really looked into it. But yeah, I guess that's a bug that's affecting pretty much everyone. So if you're putting items into the recycler and you want to get the maximum amount of resources out, so let's say you're just starting a wipe or you're really hard on metal or whatever, you might want to do it one at a time. It's a little tedious, but it seems like you'll get more resources. Fix blueprint highlight of the rug turning invisible when viewed from below. Weapons. Change the F1 grenade damage types. Grenades now do much more damage to vehicles. So if I was some sort of clickbaiting YouTuber, I'd say that this was proof that vehicles are coming to Rust. But what this actually means is probably that Bradley's going to be damaged a little bit more by F1 grenades, which introduces a slightly different way of taking Bradley, which I think is overall a little bit refreshing, if you will. Updated the appearance of the simple handmade sight weapon attachment. I honestly thought we just did that, but whatever. World. Rifles can now be looted from locked crates. Crates dropped by destroyed helicopters can no longer be used for storing items. Crates underneath Oxum's gas station can no longer be used for storing items. I love the way that they wrote this. It sounds like there's some 0 IQ Andy out here that's just storing a full kit in these crates and wondering what happens to him. I don't think that's the case. Improved the loot you can get from helicopter crates. Improved the loot you can get from supply drops. Improved the loot you can get from Bradley APC crates and increased slots from 6 to 12. Increased loot crate slots from 6 to 12. Reduced the amount of rifle and shotgun ammunition that can be found in toolboxes. Increased the amount of metal pipes that can be found in military crates. Don't really care about that one, but alright. Fixed rusty barrels turning red when viewed from a distance. That's actually a huge quality of life change for someone like me, because I'm always looking for those red barrels early game because I need to get those furnaces up, and seeing it at distance, I run in, I'm hopeful, and then I just get cock blocked by the graphics loading in. Monuments. Code lock crates will no longer decay, preventing them from disappearing. Fixed texture and LOD issues at the large oil rig and the fishing village. Fixed missing collision on a window in one of the buildings at the harbor. So there's probably a window at Harbor that you can jump through that you're not supposed to. I don't think that matters for anything, but whatever. Added a second recycler to the bandit camp. This will only appear after the next server wipe. Increased the size of the tech trash on the ground at the fishing village. Okay, that's cool. Lowered an engine that was floating off the ground at the fishing village. So there's no longer a ghost boat. Fixed a door at the fishing village that couldn't be opened. Animals can no longer enter the safe zone and attack players at the fishing village. Code locks and key locks can no longer be placed on turrets at the fishing village and the outpost. I don't know if there's any use to doing that, but if anyone's interested in putting locks on those things, you can apparently do that in the main branch right now. Fix texture issues on pump jacks. Player shatters. We're not smoking weed here. Player shadows no longer disappear when standing close to searchlights. Fixed hitboxes of sleeping players. So your aim's not bad, the hitbox is. UI. Fixed a bug that could sometimes cause parts of the workbench UI to say on screen after closing it. Fixed being unable to swap items from the inventory with items in the container. Spamming the take button on a single item no longer resets the action timer. So take note of that, because it turns out that probably in main branch, if you spam the take button, you can reset the item timer on an item. or the action timer on an item. I don't know if anyone's actually doing that, but maybe it works, whatever. And then other changes, this is interesting because it shows some improvement towards community servers, networking changes to improve stability, fix memory leaks, and reduce server connection issues, fixed a crash caused by using a large medkit when entering deep water. So right here, that fixed memory leaks issue, that's something that you do if you really want to optimize the game. I'm not sure if they're fixing the memory leaks on the console or on servers, but either way, it's actually a big improvement. If they're fixing it on the console, what that means is you're probably going to get less crashes, especially on last gen, which has a very limited amount of RAM. And if they fixed it on servers, that means that we're a little bit closer to getting those community servers, and they're going to cost less. That's the overall goal with community servers, right? D11 wants to release them at a price point that they believe is viable, and that's why we're having the delay. If we were all willing to buy supercomputers to run Rust, they could release community servers like right on launch, but they don't want us to be paying as much as they're paying for servers, so they're trying to fix a lot of that stuff, and memory leaks and memory issues are one of the main things I think that they need to fix. So that's a good thing depending on what type of memory leak they fixed, right? When it comes to memory leaks, you can fix something that's very small and say, hey, I fixed a memory leak, or you can pick something that's very large, right? Did they save us like 10 million gigabytes, or did they save us 1 byte? We don't know, but hopefully it's the latter. Actually, it's impossible to be whatever. I got that all wrong. Anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.